Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Brian Himmelfarb, aka the Himmelgod. Here we go. Episode number 21 of the Himmelgod Has Spoken. It's the Blackjack episode, baby. We made it to 21. Holy shit. It finally got to this one. Thank you guys for being here, hanging out here for episode 21. I greatly appreciate it. Hey, Alpha Excalibur, one of my mods in the house. Thank you for being here, Alpha. Greatly appreciate it. Holy cow. So much going on. So much I want to get into. Events that are going on this weekend. We're going to make some picks today, especially for WWE Super Showdown coming up on Saturday. What's up, to Mark's crew? Also, NFL week number 5, we're going to start getting those picks underway. We got a Thursday night game tonight, so we're going to count that in. Hit about at least 75 to 80% of my picks last week, so kind of fitting for a blackjack / gambling episode. Hey, why not? Let's go ahead and throw some picks out there. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. We got some new releases to get to, some info on The Walking Dead. Not talking about the television show, which starts up the new season this weekend, but in fact, the game from Telltale Games. We got some news going on with that. Of course, I asked for your guys' gambling stories. We got a couple to share, and I'm going to share some with you as well. Some of my gambling stories or casino stories or things that have happened while in a casino. So it doesn't always have to regard gambling. Maybe you found a hot chick that you wanted to go ahead and bang, and maybe you banged her there. Or for you ladies, maybe you found a hot dude and you just banged him there. You know, who knows? The options are endless of what we can talk about tonight. And we're going to get underway on that. A lot of things going down here with JCS and foul mouths. We got a lot of programming that's going on, especially on a Thursday, Friday. So I know there are a lot of options out there. Baseball is going on with the National League Division Series going on tonight, and I want to watch the Brewers for a little bit. Yet my cable here doesn't want to go ahead and show the Brewers. It's like, what the fuck? I'm in Wisconsin, for crying out loud. They're not showing the Brewers here in my fucking hotel room? What the hell, dude? It's like messed up. Although I did get tickets for another Packers game for Monday Night Football coming up in a couple of weeks. So a little programming note before we get underway. This will probably be the last episode for a few weeks. The reason is the outage is getting ready to start for me. So my second outage this season of the 2 outages I was doing starts tomorrow. But I don't start work till Saturday. So got a little extra time tomorrow. Might hang out on 2 marks. So make sure you guys check that out, depending on how drunk I get. And by the way, if you guys missed out, I am the name game champ. No one gave me a chance to think I was going to go ahead and beat Gina, but I did. But that's a story for another day. But let's get all the basics out of the way here. What's up, Elias? Wasn't it 9 p.m.? No, it was 8, man. Come on, man. You got to get with it, brother. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter at highoctane_buzz. I did mention 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is what it is now. So good thing I threw it out there. Elias, come on, man. I know you're playing Assassin's Creed, bro, but got to get with it, man. That's what we got to do. Twitch, make sure you guys are following me over there. It is _Himmelgod over on Twitch. And I have some thoughts about Twitch, or having to deal with thoughts over on fucking Twitch. But we'll get into that a little bit later on the show about some of the feelings I have about Twitch right now, which aren't very happy and not very settling with me right now. By the way, if it's your first time here, make yourself at home. Put your feet up. Whatever you got to do, just hang out. Hang out in the chat. Talk with us. It's you're not afraid to go ahead and send a message in the chat. Let us know you're here. Sarah Small is in the house. It was your birthday yesterday? Holy cow, happy belated birthday to Sarah Small. Make sure you guys go ahead and make sure you go send some happy birthdays out to her. Greatly appreciate that. Big shout out, of course, to Joe Cronin at Corrupted Pod over, of course, on YouTube. We're going to have the Thursday Night Throwdown tonight. So it's kind of like your warm up to the throwdown, so so to speak. So I'm going to warm you up for the throwdown. coming up here tonight. Ryan Romano's in the house. What's up, Ryan? Make sure you guys checking out Joe over on Joe Cronin Show, Corrupted Podcast over on YouTube. As I said, tonight on Joe Cronin Show. Happy 35th, Sarah. It's going to be Thursday Night Throwdown, so make sure you guys check that out tonight. Throwdown's been pretty good for the past few weeks, I can be honest with you. It's been very entertaining. Make sure you guys send some shout-outs to Foulmouth Ken, at Ken Foulmouths on Twitter. Foulmouth Network, of course, on YouTube. Last night was episode 99 of Foulmouths Live. Next week, episode 100, minus Tommy NC 2010. Thanks to the Bear, who threw down the big donation to go ahead and ban Tommy for a few weeks. Tommy, here's a net message for you, man, okay? Stop saying that people aren't going to take you off the show. They do. They're sending the message, man. So stop saying that, because now you realize that there's more than one person that will eliminate you from the show. I don't have to do it all the time. Other people can, and it looks like they are. So please, let's keep it civil that way. Gatekeeper Drew, make sure you guys are following Drew at Gatekeeper5150. Derailed Gatekeeper over on YouTube. We got Derailed coming up this weekend. I'm not going to be there for Derailed, as you know. I won't be back till around October. I'm sorry, not October, November. Boy, I'm really out of it now. So I won't be back till November for Derailed, which they're doing Beat the Trek. I'm sorry. Didn't I beat the Trek? Why is it called Beat the Trek? Honestly. It should be called Beat the Himmelgod. I beat the Trek. Okay? Gina could come out and say, but it was only by 1 point. Because it came down to the last damn question. And I beat him. I beat the Trek. It should be called Beat the Himmelgod. So for any of you guys that are in there over the weekend on Derailed, let them know when they want to say Beat the Trek, it's called Beat the Himmelgod because I beat your precious Trek. All right? That's how it is. Billy Ricky, make sure you guys send some love to Billy Ricky at BillyRicky03 on Twitter. Billy Ricky, of course, on YouTube. We're going to have the warm-up show this weekend for Insomniac. Himmelgod is way better than Trek. Thank you, Sarah. The warm-up show for Insomniac on Saturday night starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Time Saturday. I'll probably be there in the chat a little bit. Not as much. As I said, outage is starting for me this weekend, so we're going to try as best as I can to be around some of the shows, but as I said, you're not going to see me in a big donation capacity. You're probably just going to see me pop in the chat every once in a while, especially for a lot of the shows for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Shout out, of course, to Two Marks Crew at Two Marks Crew over on Twitter. Two Mark Crew, of course, on YouTube. Tomorrow night, obviously, Two Marks is going to be on right before Monetize This. So, guys want to go ahead and check it out, talk some wrestling. We got the WWE Super Showdown going on this weekend, so we got to make sure we tune in. Talk about what was better, Raw or SmackDown. We kind of been talking about it this week on Joe Cronin Show. So now, Two Marks, they're going to get involved in that, and maybe we see something coming on about another event for the name game that Gina lost to. So just thought I'd throw that out there. She tapped out last week, so again, I got to go ahead and make sure everybody knows. Yeah, but then if it wasn't Beat the Trick, there wouldn't be any Trek. Yeah, but they're going to this redemption story. We got to redeem the Trek for losing the Himmelgod. Give me a break. You lost. Get over it. That's how it is. I'm so mean sometimes. I can't help it. For those of you guys here, you know the deal. Click the like button. Click the bell to get your notifications. Subscribe if it's your first time. We had a bunch of new subscribers come in for the past several days. Laura Johnson, want to thank Laura Johnson for that. Also want to thank, I think its name is Yama22, just subscribed today. So thank you. We're over 220 subs here on the channel. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. Just putting out content for you guys. Speaking of content, obviously, as you can see, I'm not at home. Back in a hotel. Issues I had for Spider-Man. I was trying to stream Spider-Man this week, and the stream failed. Which was very unfortunate. However, I did have recording going on with my Elgato, and I got part 2 of Spider-Man up on my channel right now. So if you want to see some boss battling with Shocker, make sure you guys check that out as the story progresses. had some more crime fighting, web slinging, tower unlocking, backpack finding. Played in a different suit as I'm going to do for each game. I chose to go with Spider-Punk. So I had the Spider-Punk suit on. Speaking of games, I mentioned WWE 2K19 a lot. As you know, that WWE 2K19 will be on my channel. So, we are having a Himmelgod Wrestling Federation. This basically means that we're bringing the community, oh my god, I can't believe I used that word, into the game. That means I want you guys in the game. So we need to get some stats from you guys. Maybe you have entrance music that you want. Is there a move set that you're looking for? I want to get a look down for you guys, so we got to make sure we get that. Shout out to Foulmouth Ken, who's in the house tonight. Thank you, Ken, for being here. Holy shit. We got everybody in here, but the Himmelgod Wrestling Federation is getting ready to start. I have WWE 2K19 preloaded on my PS4 right now, set to go. I do have an Xbox One version coming as well, but I think mostly I will be on PS4 so I can put it up on YouTube and stay away from the thottery of Twitch. Billy Ricky's in the house. Thank you, Billy Ricky. He's here. Foulmouth Ken in the house. Make sure you guys check out the Himmelgod t-shirt. I hear Coop the Comedian picked up the Himmelgod hoodie and plans on bringing it up on stage. So thank you, Coop the Comedian. And also, he seemed to have gotten some God Kush as of late, if you know what I'm talking about. Looks like he's got some smoking to do. And I got to go check that out on Patreon. So make sure you guys are supporting all these guys on Patreon, really. Ken, Joe, Coop, you know, everybody. Make sure you're supporting them. We got a big show tomorrow for Monetize This. The belt is on the line. Will Heistman Defoe, the man I gave 1,000 points to, win the belt? Or will Joe use his negative points in the bank? Will Fami come out of nowhere and maybe become a 2-time champion? Guys, it's going to be crazy. Will Tommy get voted off the show? Who knows? I mean, there's so much that could take place tomorrow. Monetize This around 11 o'clock Eastern over on YouTube. So make sure you guys are checking that out, Joe Cronin Show. Let's get right to it. New releases this week. I want to get all the new releases out of the way. First off, let's start out with DVD, Blu-ray, all that stuff. The first Purge. I talked about this about Halloween Horror Nights and the first Purge. Not that great in terms of a haunted house, but the movie is kind of like that up and down thing. It's like, it's okay, it's the Purge. But it's out on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital. Also, Sicario Day of the Soldado is also available. DVD, Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HD, the whole fucking deal. You can get those right now. Speaking of new releases in video games, kind of get the gaming out of the way. Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, now available exclusively on PlayStation 4. I actually started playing this last night, and it's kind of weird when you have a character that knows the martial arts, and he can do things with just like the tap of his finger. He can cure people of back pain. He can make people see. He can make people freaking explode into bloody messes. What's up, Gina? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's so over the top, but it's a pretty awesome game. I started playing, and I really like it. You guys definitely should check it out for PlayStation 4. Forza Horizon 4 now available on Xbox One and PC. Again, a great racing game. Probably one of the better racing games that is out there, period. Bigger than Gran Turismo, which used to be at the top of the game, but I feel like has taken a big step down towards Forza. And Forza Horizon, they're talking about active seasons. Obviously, it's a little bit more arcadey, but still a great racing game you guys should definitely invest in. And it's fully open world with all real players in the game. So it's actually pretty freaking awesome. Mega Man 11 now available on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Reviews have kind of been up and down about this one, especially for Mega Man. You got your highs, you got your lows. Mega Man 11 kind of in the middle on this one. Assassin's Creed Odyssey now available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Elias, I know, has been playing this. He's been streaming it. Guys, go check out Elias's channel, Elias Adami. Make sure you guys check it out. He has been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Also, starting tomorrow, Super Mario Party will be available exclusively on Switch. Also, if you pre-order WWE 2K19, it will be available tomorrow. So, or later tonight, you can get your hands on that. PlayStation Plus announced their free games for the month, and I've announced this one first off big time. I put this in my Twitter. I'm going to announce it here again tonight. If you have PlayStation 4, you have PSN, you got free games every month. Friday the 13th, the game is available for free on PS4. So I shit you not. Friday the 13th, now available on PS4. Go get it. We are going to have live streams down the road, probably after my outage season is over. We're going to have Friday the 13th live streams, full live party. Everybody in the game. Who's going to be hunting people down is Jason. It's going to be awesome. So make sure you guys get the game now. All right, it is available throughout the month of October. So it is free. So go get it, and I will be streaming it. So make sure you guys get that game. Laser League, also available on PS4, multiplayer-based game. Master Reboot is available exclusively for PS3. The Bridge is available on all PlayStation platforms, PS4, PS3, and Vita. Yes, Gina, you need to get it. It would be so much fun. We can have people going around as Jason talking like they're Mickey Mouse. Maybe they want to be like Bailey and say, hug me. You know, who knows? We're going to do some crazy shit with the Friday the 13th game. So make sure you guys get it. So when I live stream it, we're all there. Rocket Birds 2 Evolution on PS4 and the Vita. Also, 2064 read-only memories for PS4 and the Vita. Hell yeah, man. I'm telling you, man, you got to get Friday the 13th, Billy Ricky. Sony seems to let the cat out of the bag a little bit. Kind of teasing November's free games. Here we are. Yakuza Kiwami. I've been talking about this. The remaster of the first Yakuza game is going to be free on PS4 next month. Also, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, a great first-person shooter, and you can also play as Duke Nukem in that game, and it's really badass. So make sure you guys check out Bulletstorm. Xbox One games with gold, not as impressive, but I'll go ahead and throw these out here for you. On Xbox One, you have Overcooked, which is available between now and the 31st, so all month long you can get Overcooked, which is a very decent game. Victor Vran, don't know much about that one. It's available from October 16th to November 15th. And on the Xbox 360, especially for backwards compatibility, Stuntman Ignition from October 1st through the 15th. Hitman Blood Money from October 16th through the 31st. So there you go. New releases, free games. Friday the 13th, I'm telling you, go get it. You're definitely going to want to pick it up. Like I mentioned, this week is the Blackjack episode. This is the episode where we talk about casinos. I'm sure some of us have all been to a casino lately. Maybe we've all done shit in a casino lately. I did ask the question this week, and I'm going to share some stories with you guys here on the show, throughout the show. Gina says, I'm here for blackjack. I'll give you a blackjack, baby. I'll be honest with you. First time I gambled was not playing blackjack, believe it or not. I played Caribbean stud poker. I don't know if that's even still around anymore. But my first one was Caribbean stud poker. And my very first time was actually out on a gambling boat. The boat was called Saint Tropez. This was a boat that went from out of Port Everglades down in Florida, went out past government cut into international waters. And once you got in the international waters, once all the slot machines turned on, it was game on. And so the first thing I played was called Caribbean Stud. And I ended up playing that game for about, I don't know, I think about 3 hours. It's like I just couldn't get off the table. And the reason why is because I was winning like a motherfucker. The very first night I went gambling, I didn't even bet big money, but I was winning for some reason, and I felt a little lucky, so up and down a little bit throughout the night, but at the end of the night, up $400, finishing out in Caribbean stud poker. No big hands or anything, But sitting there on the gambling ship, and you probably gamble for like 3-4 hours, and then bang, they got to shoot you back in. It's like they have agents that are on the boat, and they make sure that you don't turn the machines on after you get out of the port. So they stick around for so long, get on this little boat, take off, and once they do, they flip those machines on and you go to work. Now, down south, they used to have St. Tropez. They had Sea Escape was doing it. And right now in South Florida, the gambling boats are gone. In Central Florida, they still exist, but in South Florida, they're gone because we now have the Hard Rock down there, Hard Rock Hotel and Casino now in Broward County. So it's actually pretty cool. But that was one of the first times I gambled. I'm going to share stories throughout the night. Sarah Small talking about it, winning $150 off a penny slot. Now that's pretty cool. Holy cow. We got slot machine stories I'm going to share. I got some blackjack ones I'm going to share. Because let me ask you something. Anyone who's ever played blackjack before. You sit at a blackjack table and you're out there and you're playing, and then you get this really good shoot. Okay, and the shoot I'm talking about is this whole set of freaking cards. They got deck after deck after deck. There's so many freaking decks of cards in it. I forget how much is in there. Steve Callan says, first time I gambled, I won $80 by putting in 10. Oh, yeah. And I was on a blackjack table, and we would win. I think the whole table for all of us was winning. We learned how to work together as a table to beat the dealer. And this actually worked out for a while, where on our table, we're on like, $5, $10 bets, nothing big. Usually because I was on the gambling boats, I didn't go huge. Sarah Spalla says won $70 off a scratch off. There you go. So we're sitting there. This shoe was just fantastic. We were hitting over and over and over. I was splitting hands and winning, making 21 like there's no tomorrow. Getting blackjack, man, like there was no tomorrow. No sucker bets. I didn't play the sucker bet crap, which is like the insurance in case the dealer gets 21. Fuck that. That's that sucker bullshit that you don't play. But we ended up winning quite a bit in the hand. I think in one shoe, I took about at least $100, $150. I was very happy with that. But then when you have that one slot on the table could be open, you get the one asshole that sees that the table's winning, and you would think, hey, let me go ahead and bet behind somebody. No, the asshole takes that free spot and fucks up the whole damn shoe the next time around. We were winning for a while. They had to change dealers at least 3 fucking times in 1 hour. Had to change the dealer because it's like, okay, I don't know what the hell is going on around here, but we need to start winning on that fucking table. They were giving away money on the fucking Sea Escape. It was absolutely ridiculous. Speaking of the gambling, Joe Compton, 81, says, I've never been to a casino. Well, it's first time for everything, Joe. Renegade Joe Compton. At Gatekeeper 5150, of course, Gatekeeper Drew says, Missoula, Montana, earlier this year, you can gamble in the bars in Montana. Interesting. He won $700 over the course of 3 days. Losses included on slot machines. Thank you, Montana, for paying me your tourism tax, says Gatekeeper Drew. Holy cow. I don't think I've ever given back a lot of money to the casino boats because I feel like it's the easier place to win, but they know how to rake a few people, I can tell you that. Billy Ricky says he's got to put his Counter-Strike Ghost story, but I didn't think it counted. Yeah, it counts. It's gambling. Anything that has to do with gambling or things you've done at the casino, or you've found a hot girl that you banged over there. Good ladies, if you found a hot guy and you banged them over there, whatever it is, share it. Put it in the chat. We're going to read them out, man, so throughout the night. And I'm going to share some more gambling stories, including a near fight at the slot machines. So, I got a lot of stuff going on there when it comes to the casino. What's up, Travis TLC? Anyway, I talked about Telltale Games a lot probably in the last couple of weeks on various shows. On Joe Cronin Show on Free to Play, we talked about this. We talked about it on Derailed. I mentioned it quite a bit on Twitter as well, talking about Telltale Games. Oh, Gina's got one. Last time I was at the casino, I got 3 beers and 7 shots of tequila and into bad decisions. When I gamble, when I drink, I'm actually making really good decisions. So I don't know how that always works. It's okay, Travis. It's all good, man. It's all good. We all know, Travis, you're okay. Anyway, but I want to get into Telltale, and we'll start talking about some drinking stuff at the casino too, because Gina's in the house, so we know she likes to get drunk, I guess. So Gina's giving away a lot. No, you weren't gambling. You probably should have been with me. I would have took care of that. Anyway, Telltale Games. I'm a big fan of Telltale. Back at E3 2009, I was there for Telltale Games. I had a chance to interview them. Billy Ricky talking about gambling stories. I spent $20 just for guns that costed pennies on Counter-Strike Go. What were you thinking, Billy Ricky? Oh my God. They're gonna hear gambling stories throughout the show, folks. Whether you gambled or spent a lot of money on stuff, and we're hearing about it. I guess loot boxes count too, guys. If you had loot boxes in games, throw it in there in the chat. Talk about maybe some big loot box pulls if you had some of those. I've had quite a few, except for Canadian Basement throwing the spray tag city on me. So you were a fucking idiot, Billy. Oh my God! Shout out to Billy Ricky, everybody. But Telltale Games back in 2009, I had the chance to sit with them, the PR and some of the people from the company themselves. Back then, they were playing games like Wallace and Gromit, Sam and Max. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of Wallace and Gromit before. They were talking about those games, and at the time, I was like, whatever. I'm just doing an interview. But the more I got to know these people, the more I felt a bond with them to do games for them and stuff like that. It was actually a lot of fun. Gina's talking about dancing at the club, baby. Here we go. Gina's wild, everybody. Gina is wild in the chat. Holy shit. But they sent me codes to play a game called Wallace and Gromit, and I fell in love with it. Telltale was a company that made these fantastic stories. They weren't perfect, but they were really good stories. Gina's a good girl. Okay. But they were filled with puzzles, a lot of elements to the story that you were trying to solve throughout. None of them that gave you multiple endings or anything like that. Although that was later on, they started giving the kind of the idea of multiple endings. Once or twice a year, Gina? That's it? Holy cow. See, Gina is interrupting. She's derailing the show. Oh my God, did I just say derailed? Gina is basically throwing the stops, the monkey wrenches in here. So Gina's doing a really good job. Shout out to Gina J. Holy cow. But throughout the years, if you look back in a few years ago, don't be sorry, Gina. Come on. Don't be sorry. We like it when you go ahead and throw a monkey wrench in. People love you. I love you, Gina. You're all right with me in my book, even though you tapped out in the name game. You tapped out, Gina. You did. Just throwing it out there. But wait to see when she responds, going, "You son of a bitch! You did that right here. It's my show. I can do what I want." But there was when they started doing The Walking Dead. It was one of the big examples for them. When they started acquiring franchises, one of the franchises, I did not cheat, Gina. What's up, Dan Rex? But during the time that they made a game called The Walking Dead, and it was humongous. There you go. Ryan Romano says no shame in tapping out to the Himmelgod. There you go. Oh, man. So I'm trying to get to the news, the one big news piece we have here before we start making picks and everything. So, Telltale, the problem that really befell them was this after The Walking Dead and the success of The Walking Dead became too big too soon. This was a company that was very small in the beginning, not as many people making games. Like I mentioned, they were doing Wallace and Gromit, Sam and Max, to huge success. They did a poker game called Poker Night at the Inventory, which was very big for them. And you got timed out for talking too much? Damn, that's messed up. I get the same thing, Gina, so I do. But as I'm losing my train of thought for even the slightest moment. But during the time, they had Poker Night at the Inventory, which is actually a pretty cool game. They would bring the characters from various franchises. And at the time, they would acquire Borderlands. So you can see where they were going here. They got Borderlands, from the Evil Dead franchise. I mean, it was just ridiculous Portal, they had the GLaDOS character from Portal in the game as the dealer. It was actually really cool. We'll probably never see this game as a backwards compatible game because now that Telltale is shut down. But there was obviously licensing issues too. But they had all these different characters, and then after success with The Walking Dead, they realized how big they can be. And a lot of times, a lot of studios are like this, and they get too big too soon, which is a fate that ended up killing Telltale. When you think about it, you have The Walking Dead. You require Marvel to do games for them. You got DC, especially for the Batman franchise. You start doing stuff like The Wolf Among Us. They had Back to the Future, Jurassic Park. The names were endless. They got Minecraft. So all these studios for these games, they had games and other franchises, they had to spend that money and to go ahead, not just to acquire the licensing, but to make the game as well. It cost a shit ton of money, and then they had to bring so many employees in that it thinned out the success that they had with The Walking Dead, and some of the other franchises just kind of weren't really on the level where they should be. Game of Thrones is another one. Although I've heard the Game of Thrones one is actually pretty good. I do have it on PS4, and I actually do want to stream it at some point. I did Tales from the Borderlands, and that was one that kind of was like up and down. It was a roller coaster, but it was actually an interesting one. And sadly, we'll never see a sequel from it. Wolf Among Us will never have a sequel. Batman, we could never know how much further the Batman franchise was going to go on Telltale. Walking Dead was kind of wrapping up, coming to a conclusion, and we're 2 episodes short. So when the company all of a sudden went, and they had to can everybody, they were still 2 episodes away from fulfilling The Walking Dead, and it was going to end up becoming the first game to not fulfill Season Pass. Well, it looks like that may change. And I got some update on this from Telltale in terms of The Walking Dead. So here you go. So according to an article from Kotaku, it looks like there may be some life left when it comes to the final season of The Walking Dead on Telltale Games, not AMC. Telltale is working with multiple partners right now in order to release the final 2 episodes of the series. If a deal could be reached, then the company who gains the rights will be able to hire the former Telltale employees that are out of work right now on a contract basis to finish the game. Now, according to some former Telltale employees, they have stated that episode 3 was essentially finished. Okay? It was scheduled for a ratings review with the SRB. Only final polishing was required before they go ahead and release the episode, which was scheduled for release on November 16th. If they can go ahead and maybe get these contracts for the employees, they're going to be able to go back and release episode 3. We're hearing that maybe Ubisoft might be one of these companies that might be the ones pulling the trigger for this. Episode 4 was completed mainly on a first round of voice work, as well as a playable version ready for review. Oh shit, Rockies and Brewers tied in the 9th. Not good. So episode 4 is still a little ways away, but they are very close to finishing it. December 18th is the expected release date for episode 4. But because the studio is shut down, we don't have that. So these games are in limbo right now. But hopefully a deal can be reached soon. Former Telltale employees are currently seeking new work. So the longer the process this takes to get this deal done, to get these Telltale employees on a contract to finish the game, the longer it takes, the more than likely we're not going to end up having this. The original deadline for this to get a deal done came and passed. It was September 28th. That has passed, unfortunately, but the hope is still there to go ahead and have the opportunity to bring the game to life. And hopefully we'll get those final 2 episodes. Episode 2, I think, just went up last week. So we were able to get that, and we still have 2 more episodes to fulfill The Walking Dead. Right now, there's like only 25 employees left at Telltale, and their contract that they got to work on is with Netflix and Minecraft. So they have to fulfill that part. of doing Minecraft. And once they're finished with that, then they're going to be out of work. Now, as far as Stranger Things is concerned, they want to do a Stranger Things game. It looks like that one's being shopped around to work on. I don't know what company is going to pick it up. I have heard Ubisoft. I've also heard Activision. So kind of seeing where that's going to go, and if they're able to get some of these Telltale employees back on board to make a Telltale style of game based on Stranger Things, I think would be really cool. So there is a possibility of that on the horizon. So as far as Telltale is concerned, hopefully these folks do find work. A lot of companies have been trying to get them to hire a few of these people. I think some have been hired, but a lot of them are still available. I think they had over 250 employees. So the companies aren't going to be able to hire everybody, but they're going to be able to get someone to help cover for some of the things they need to go ahead and put on the table to make these games and get them finished. Maybe put other games out there to let them know, hey, Telltale lives on in at least some other way. So I'll keep you updated on anything that happens with Telltale as it breaks. And if there is a deal reached and that The Walking Dead will able to fulfill the end of the season, I'll go ahead and let you guys know on future episodes. So we may not have an episode for a few weeks because of my outage, but we'll have something going on so you guys know what's going down. Follow me on Twitter. That way you find out easily. And, of course, I didn't even put my plug-in for my phone. What the fuck? Give me a second, guys. Let me go ahead and plug this in because I don't want my phone to go ahead and run out. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's talk gambling stories. We're going to get some more gambling stories. And we got picks to make this week for WWE Super Showdown as well as Week 5 in the NFL. We're going to get that done here coming up next. So let me go get my plug real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. Give me some good gambling stories, guys, or what other crazy shit you had happen at a casino. Come on, even I know Foulmouth Ken's got to have a few. And we'll see you guys in a bit. Which means like in a minute. Da, 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 da. Told you it was only going to be a minute because I found it. All right, here we go. There's probably like a couple people left. They're probably like, well, what, you ain't prepared to get your shit? Uh-oh, that didn't work. Let's go with this one. I always have trouble with this with my phone lately. I don't know why. Gotta make sure it's recording. Uh-oh, it is not. Oh, how about you, lamp? I love the lamp. I love doing this shit. Well, hopefully it's working. If not, we're gonna have to end this episode really fucking fast. Holy fuck. Or at least move somewhere that's got at least a plug that's gonna fucking work. But anyway, wanted to share this one little gambling story. I'm out on the boat. This is the Sea Escape, and I'm out there in Sea Escape, and we're out on the international waters, stuff like that. Slot machines, everything turns on. I'm playing blackjack at the time, but this isn't about me. This is about something we were watching, and it was a slow day on the boat. I think this was like a Tuesday. I probably skipped work that day. I didn't feel like working, so I went on the gambling boat. Go figure. So I'm out there, we're watching this person, this old woman, who's playing on the slot machines, or the slut machines, or whatever the hell you want to call it. So, it's okay, Gina. It doesn't matter if it's crazy or not. You can throw anything you want. This is the chat, baby. We're gonna judge you that way. But this one woman, she's sitting there on the slot machines, and there's like this whole row of freaking slot machines on this one side of the boat. And she would go ahead, throw a coin in, hit slot machines, see if it works. Didn't. Go to the next one, hit that one, and just go all the way down. And then she would come all the way back. And all the way back down. She pretty much hit every single machine throughout the course of the afternoon. I stayed on the blackjack table because I was doing fine. I was winning and whatever. Slut machine. There it is, Dan Rex. He threw it in. Hashtag slut machine. AKA Twitch 2018. Twitch thought, bitches. But anyway, and while she's going ahead hitting each one, she passes by a couple of machines. Hashtag machine of sluts, says Billy Ricky. Oh my God, Billy Ricky. Holy shit. Well, while this woman passes by, she's walking on. She's probably about 2 or 3 machines away. And this one woman decides to just come walking up and just throw a couple coins in, hit the arm. Next thing you know, hits a freaking jackpot. Okay? While this one poor woman who's hitting every single machine up and down, she can't score a damn thing. And this one woman throws a couple of coins and bang, hits a freaking jackpot. So all of a sudden, she's all excited for winning. And let's face it, most of us were probably like, yeah, all right, great job, you won, yeah, you know. She probably won like a couple grand at least. So this one woman says, excuse me. And she looks over and says, yeah. She says, this is my slot machine. That's my winning money. And the woman's like, well, no, actually, no, it's not. You left the machine, so technically that's free game. No, I have all these slot machines right down the row. And the other one was like, oh, no, you don't. And then all of a sudden, before the pit boss can go over and confirm all the winnings and shit, these two throw down. Literally throw the fuck down. They are fighting and freaking fighting and fighting. I mean, I'm not talking women fight slap bullshit. She threw a freaking punch. Okay, and this was an older woman. I'm like, why would you punch an older woman like that? But here they go. They're fucking going. And the rest of us are just sitting there going, do we separate them or do we just keep playing? And we're pretty much decided to keep playing. But we just couldn't help but just turn around and just tell the dealer, can we just stop and just watch this? All right, they had this fight go on for probably about, I would say, a good 3, 4, 5 minutes before someone came in and broke it up. Eventually, the woman that hit the jackpot, she did win her money. The other woman's complaining, saying that's my machine, until the person in the casino says, actually, no, it's not. So the rule is, when you put your coin in and whatever, that's your roll, blah, blah, blah. But if you move away from that machine, it is no longer your machine. So that was kind of the rules. And I see Gina left a story. We're going to go back to that. But these two women fought. The woman that put the coin in and won, she won legitly, which is obvious. The other woman who was claiming that it was hers had no claim whatsoever, that we all know. But yeah, but I will say the old bitch she could fight. I'll be honest with you. That old bitch can fight. And she took out the younger woman that was the winner. So, I mean, go figure. She probably paid a little bit of hospital bills, but damn, son. The Florida women, they throw down. Gina J throws something in the chat. I'm going back to it. I was in the club at the casino a few years back on Halloween night. Slutoween? Is that Halloween or Slutoween, Gina? And there was a costume party. I was a bumblebee. You were a bumblebee? Was it the bumblebee from the Blind Melon video? Was it like that? The bee girl? Were you the bee girl in the Blind Melon video? And this dude kept coming behind me, jamming his business against me. So I went up behind him with an empty beer bottle and poked his ass, yelling, "Stinger." Needless I say, I spent an hour in security with a shit ton of guards laughing their asses off. Gina says, totally Slutoween, sexy bumblebee. Oh my God. It's funny because it's October, it's Halloween, so we know what's coming. Slutoween all freaking night. Why not? I love it. Slutoween is great. If I can go ahead and be that way like a lot of the chicks are and say, I want to be an animal. I'm going to be a cat. I'm going to be a leopard, and do all that bullshit. And guys are like, well, I'm just going to be fucking scary. I'm going to be fucking Jason and say, fuck it. But, oh my God, Gina. Did you stick the empty beer bottle like up his ass and just go Stinger? Because that's what it sounds like. Gina was drunk off her ass. Oh my God. But, holy shit. So we got Slutoween stories going in. Gina says, I'm going to be Little Red Riding Hood this year. Really? Slutty Red Riding Hood? Is that what we're going for, Gina? Are we going for Slutty Red Riding Hood? Because I don't know. How's that going to go with the kids? So I'd love to know how that's going to happen. But anyway, shout out to Gina. Holy cow. Billy Ricky says, I gambled with my life a few times. Lol. Oh, man. Tell us a few, Ricky. Greatly appreciate it. Throw a few out there. Maybe. Oh, shit. That's it. All right. I said I'd go to New York. That's it. I'm going to Minnesota. Screw it. Sarah says I might go as Britney Spears this year. But Gina says, only if I go out. Where you want to go? Where you want to go, Gina? Where you want to go? Tell me. We could set that up real quick. I'll be the wolf. Car wrecks and drugs laughing my fucking ass off. Too many to tell, says Billy Ricky. Holy shit. But yeah, so we had that. Let me see. I got a few more, which I'll eventually tell a few more as we're going here in the episode. But we want to get some of these picks out of the way because this weekend we have WWE Super Showdown live from Melbourne, Australia at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Live on the WWE Network, although you can watch on demand at a later time. Thank you, Renee Young, for telling me that. But I'll probably be up early in the morning because I got to get ready for work and go to nights and all that shit. So chances are I'll probably be watching live. But we got 10 matches on the card this year that we need to go through. I'm pretty sure I might talk about this a little bit tomorrow night on Two Marks, but let me go ahead and gamble some picks right now, right? So we're going to gamble some picks. I got the 10 matches here on the card. And I'll be honest, the card is fairly decent, but I mean, can we just throw out the fact that this show is going to be nothing more than a glorified house show? Because honestly, I feel like nothing much is really going to come out of this. Very little that's going to come out of this. And it's like a house show, basically. They've been centering around Triple H and The Undertaker. They centered around AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. They've been kind of really the big things. And, of course, Daniel Bryan and The Miz. So, are you quoting JP, says Dan Rex. Who are you talking about? You better not be talking about me. I don't quote anybody, damn it. But we're going to get through this card here as quickly as possible. I do have the right to go ahead and change some of my opinions by tomorrow night. So, but I'm going to keep to them as best as I can. So, pretty sure Gina's still in the chat, and that's what everybody is saying. Okay, whatever. But let me go ahead. Yeah, it's a glorified house show this weekend. Bobby Lashley and John Cena are going to team up against Elias and Kevin Owens. Can I just say, Monday Night Raw, Elias and Kevin Owens, the moment they had, and that they trashed Seattle about the Supersonics, when they left town to go to Oklahoma City, it ripped Seattle apart. It really did. And when they brought it up on Monday Night Raw, and you had that nuclear fucking heat, I mean, going off, and they just wouldn't stop, was amazing. I haven't heard that much nuclear heat since Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and that next night on Raw, they wouldn't give a chance for Roman to talk. Okay? Anytime he put that mic up to his mouth, they booed the shit out of him. They were telling him, fuck you, Roman, And, I mean, it was just ridiculous. Absolute gold. It was so awesome from that crowd. And then the Seattle crowd just laying into Elias and Kevin Owens for the freaking Seattle Supersonics comment when they left Seattle, dude. That was messed up. It's like, Seattle, what a basketball team. I was like, oh, shit. As soon as I heard that, I flipped out. By the way, Joe Cronin, earlier this week ran a poll, and he wanted to know if I watched SmackDown this week, and everyone was saying, no, I didn't watch it. Sorry, guys, I did watch it. I watched SmackDown, and I watched Raw this week. Wishing that I had 5 hours of my life back. So, honestly, it was pretty bad. But anyway, unfortunately, this is going to be a no-brainer. John Cena, obviously, is going to come back here. Bobby going to team up with Lashley. Elias and Kevin Owens. As much as I'd like to see Elias and Kevin Owens get a little bit more to work with here, knowing that John Cena's back, even if it's just for this, or maybe he does a couple of matches after, I have to say Bobby Lashley and John Cena, and I am marking these right now, so you can see I have not made my picks yet, but I'm putting them down on paper right now. Bobby Lashley and John Cena will win this match. There's no way Super Cena is losing, okay? And I hate to say it, I think Elias is going to be the one that eats the pin. So, there you go. The Bella Twins and Ronda Rousey versus the Riot Squad. I'm still laughing over the fact that Mode, a.k.a. Botch Mode, laid that kick into Liv Morgan. We talked so much about that last week. It was dominant on Two Marks, talking about that kick. And obviously, we had Ruby Riott against Ronda Rousey this past Monday. And Ronda Rousey obviously coming victorious. No surprise there. And I want to go... Wow. Someone knocked me out during this match. Probably. It's how I feel like. If Brie could just... I mean, Brie's going to botch something this weekend, which is no surprise to anyone. That's going to happen. Fortunately, it's not going to be a suicide dive or a yes kick. It's probably going to be something else. I can care less about Nikki Bella. I mean, Ronda Rousey is probably the only person I'm going to be interested in this whole match, other than the Riott Squad, who I'm actually picking to win. I am going with the Riott Squad on this one this weekend. I feel like, and I throw this out, the Evolution card, which mentions Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship. Something has got to come out from this. Honestly, I just feel like the Riott Squad needs this match more. Somehow maybe they can set up something but I'm hearing Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey, so I don't know if that card is real yet, but get out of your head. Because this thing is predictable, Gina. It's a house show, basically. But I think something's going to come out of it with Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella. Something's got to come out of there. Brie's going to botch, and the Riott Squad's going to win. Brie is probably going to be the one that eats the pin. And you know what? I hope that Liv Morgan does it. Please, let Liv Morgan go ahead and pin Brie Bella, because that would be great for everybody, honestly. WWE Cruiserweight Championship's on the line. I wonder who knew that this was going to happen. Cedric Alexander is going to take on Buddy Murphy, a.k.a. Alexa Bliss's fiancé. I know. She was my thing for a while, Alexa. But I moved on to Scarlett Bordeaux. Just so I let you know. Sorry, Alexa. But I feel like with glorified house shows, a lot of times the championship is not going to change hands. And in this case, I'm going to believe the same thing. Murphy may be in Australia, but we all know the rules about a wrestler in their home city or in their home country, in this case for Australia. I don't think it happens. I think Cedric Alexander retains the Cruiserweight Championship. I just can't see it on Buddy Murphy. You know how it works in opposite countries. It's, I'm not just countries, but in your home city, home country, whatever it is, 9 times out of 10, you don't win. And that's going to be the case here. I think Cedric Alexander is going to retain. What's up, Heisman Defoe? Going for the belt tomorrow night. Here he is. He's in the house. Heisman Defoe is here. The WWE SmackDown Tag Team titles. Is anyone really interested in this match? The New Day takes on the Bar. And I said this a while back before the New Day won the titles, that I felt like they didn't really need it. I just feel like them having the belts is not necessary. They're over without them. This past Tuesday on SmackDown Live, I hated their segment in the ring. I thought it was absolutely freaking terrible. And breaking news, Linda McMahon jumps out of an airplane, says Gina. Can Vince go ahead and jump out without a parachute? Because that would probably save us a lot of time. I can honestly see the belt changing hands here. But part of me believes I don't think they're going to do it. This is a belt that I feel like could change hands. That if they were going to change a belt, this could be one of them. However, as much as I would want the Bar to win. Oh, she is jumping out of an airplane? Ugh, I don't even want to think about that for a second. Just get Vince without a parachute, honestly. But anyway, I feel like the New Day is going to retain here. I want it to change hands, but I just can't see it happening. Penning it down, folks. The New Day will retain over the Bar. I think the Bar may get the belts later. Maybe we go the Usos. Someone other than the New Day, because I'm kind of sick of them having the belts, and I feel like they don't really need them. I want Big E to go solo already. none of that stuff's going to happen anytime soon, but I want it. And you can tell that the fans want it too. More of the home country advantage stuff that I mentioned earlier. The Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay taking on Asuka and Naomi. Shay misses daddy. So you see, Gina can go against me once in a while here. Asuka's not going to lose. However, if this team was going to lose in Australia, Naomi would eat the pin. I think we all know this. Asuka's not going to be eating any pins anytime soon. Okay? We got to keep Asuka strong to eventually gain the women's championship at some point. So, as much as I would like to see the Iconics win, again, it's that, Buddy Murphy or anyone else on their home soil, it just doesn't work out. It really doesn't. And in this case, I am going to go with Asuka and Naomi in this one to go ahead and take the win over the Iconics. Billie Kay will eat the pin in this one. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. This is for the #1 contender to the WWE Championship. And holy cow. As much as I love watching a Daniel Bryan Miz match, it's kind of getting a little overplayed at this point. And I know a lot of us want Daniel Bryan. And I am in the same boat. The Miz has pretty much had the upper hand in this feud for so long now that at some point something has to change. And I feel like this also sets the tone for what could happen in the WWE Championship match. So I know I've been picking some faces here lately, but in this case I'm going to stick with it. I think the Miz had the upper hand for a little too long. It's time to kind of switch things back and put some momentum in Daniel Bryan. Because I feel like if the Miz wins again, what's the point? What's the point of the whole fucking feud? Now he's going to be #1 contender. That would pretty much suck. I'd love to see Miz as #1 contender and win the belt again. I really do, but Daniel Bryan needs this victory. Honestly, I think in this one he has to have it. So I am going to go with it and say that Daniel Bryan is the winner. I don't know if I can go with countouts or anything. Is there the potential for a dusty finish here? It does exist. Dusty finish possibly in this one, so kind of keep an eye on it. I am going to pick Daniel Bryan for right now. The Shield versus Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. I gotta admit, I love seeing what I saw on Monday night and watching the Shield get freaking destroyed. Heistman, I would love to see at least one Aussie win. I just can't see it right now. Usually, a lot of times on the home soil, it just doesn't work out. Hometown or otherwise, it just doesn't. But I would love to see one of them win. I just don't know. I just can't see it. And, Gina's saying Daniel Bryan will win and a championship match will happen in Survivor Series. Miz will interfere, leading to a rematch at the Rumble. Daniel Bryan will win there, leading to WrestleMania with The Miz and Daniel Bryan. Yeah. We need a belt on the line, though. We need a belt on the line by WrestleMania. Honestly, we need to. Somehow, that needs to happen. As much, I don't really want to go for the Shield here at all. I loved what I saw on Monday night, seeing the Shield get dismantled. And it really made me feel like that we need to give something to Braun Strowman. We need to give something to Drew. We need to give something to Dolph. And I'm going to go with the heels on this, folks. I just can't go with the faces on this. I don't want to see the Shield win. And I hope this isn't the last match of the freaking night. So I'm going to go with Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre to beat the Shield. I think that's where they need to go. It can maybe set up a Dean Ambrose heel turn, even though that's a little screwed up. But I want to see this happen. So I think Braun Strowman needs it a little bit more in this situation. So let's go ahead and throw that out there. It's WWE SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Can we just say that Becky Lynch retaining the title is obvious at this point? She is the safest one out of the championship matches of the night, knowing that she is not going to lose. There's no way they are taking Becky's belt away. Not gonna happen. Safest match of the night. I don't even need to go that far with this one because it's pretty obvious. Becky will retain the championship because taking it off with her would derail everything that she has built up in the past several weeks. So safest bet for any championship match is that Becky Lynch will retain. Someone get me a Brewer score. Need a Brewer score. Triple H versus The Undertaker. Supposedly this is the last time that we're going to see Triple H versus The Undertaker. Kane will be in The Undertaker's corner. Shawn Michaels in Triple H's corner. Becky all the way, I'm telling you. I feel like, I'm kind of tired of all this nostalgia. I love watching the old matches. Bottom of the 10, 2-2. Thank you, Elias. Appreciate it. And as much as I see all the Attitude Era stuff, and I love the Attitude Era more than I probably like the current era, but I feel like we don't need the nostalgia anymore. It's so unneeded. Matches like this don't need to take place, but because they're going to have this big freaking match, maybe the last time and all this other stuff, and somehow I feel like Shawn Michaels is going to interfere into this match, which should be as a surprise to absolutely no one. Shawn Michaels is going to interfere here. I am going to pick Triple H to win this. As much as I would rather see The Undertaker win, I just don't see it. They've had the upper hand this past Monday on Raw, so I think with this match, Shawn Michaels is going to super kick The Undertaker. Sweet chin music coming to The Undertaker that could set up the WrestleMania match that we're going to get, even though we kind of really don't want it. Triple H does need the win. I do agree, Ryan, and more than The Undertaker needs it right now. But somehow I have a feeling that Shawn Michaels is going to find a way into one more match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That's going to happen. It has to. And it's not like I really want to see it because I'm tired of the nostalgia factor. I really am. A lot of these guys are what? 50 freaking years old? How much longer do I need to see them in the ring? It was like watching old Hulk Hogan in the freaking ring. It was terrible. Even when Hulk Hogan was in the NWO, him in the ring was just awful. Yet we loved the freaking heel turn, but it was like, do I really need to see him in the ring? No, because it was terrible. Ric Flair went into his 60s, and he still wasn't bad, but, I mean, Hulk Hogan was worse, but you could tell they're slowing down. They're not the same thing. Gina, WrestleMania 55, 95-year-old Triple H takes on 102-year-old Undertaker in a casket match. So are they going to rise from the casket to go ahead and wrestle? Because I can see that. And they come out in their walkers. Maybe we can have Dickless Val Venus come out there, Surprised we haven't seen him for a nostalgia match yet. I mean, for crying out loud. Am I going to watch the match? Yes. Am I going to be that interested? Honestly, no. Maybe until Shawn Michaels gets in there and does something. But Triple H is going to win this match. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of tomfoolery here. And both Mayor Kane and WWE Performance Center trainer Shawn Michaels, they're going to get involved. That's how it goes. Val who? We got Finn now. Says Gina. Oh, my God. Finally, we get to the last match here. I want this to be the main event, but obviously I have a feeling WWE is going to make the six-man tag the main event. But AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. And I'm calling it now. I think the belt changes hands. Honestly, I think it's time. AJ's had the belt forever. I love AJ with the belt. He's had it for a very long time, but at some point, it has to end. We gotta go Samoa Joe. I know as much as Gina says AJ wants to retain. I want him to retain, sure. Why not? I like having a championship for a long time. But I feel like this is the one that changes. I gotta go Samoa Joe. I'm going against the grain for a lot of you guys that are picking AJ Styles. And listen, I don't blame you. I usually would. But there it is. Samoa Joe. He's gonna get the belt. I'm calling it. The only other way this ends is in some type of DQ. I'm not going to call DQs here. I'm not going to call dusty finish. There's going to be some sort of technicality. There has to. And if there is, and especially if this match is on earlier in the event, which really for your main title I think sucks, all right, because they're not really doing anything for the title that has all the prestige, which is the WWE Championship. But WWE doesn't want you to think that. They want you to think the Universal title has all the prestige because, ooh, Roman Reigns has the belt. Fuck that shit. So fuck that fruit roll-up piece of shit belt. Honestly. But I'm picking Samoa Joe to win the match. And at this point, maybe be the champion. Now, tomorrow I might change my mind and say, maybe I see technicality. But I'm sitting here saying right now, I think that Samoa Joe is going to be the winner of this match. So, but there you go. WWE Supercard. It's on at 5 o'clock in the morning if you guys are going to be watching. Now, Gina wants a fruit roll-up. Why don't you get yourself some of that Roman Reigns fruit roll-up. But we have one matchup I think is already underway in the NFL, so we're going to get to NFL week number 5. We'll close out with some casino stories. I mentioned Drew's earlier tonight. Elias says, I would watch it after Monetize This for sure. Hey, if Monetize This goes late into the night, then that's perfect. That works out great, and you can go right to Super Showdown. I wouldn't be too surprised if Joe plans that. But here we go. NFL week number 5 again. Full, not make my picks yet. I'm going to make them right here. I was 80% in my picks this past weekend. And this weekend feels like a weekend that the favorites are really going to be the ones that win here. But, hey, gambling episode, blackjack episode, let's talk more picks, right? So here we go. Colts versus Patriots. Patriots were a 10-point favorite. Obviously, no surprise, I'm going to go Patriots here. I know the game is underway. But, the Patriots are 10-point favorites here, and the Colts are lethargic. They are terrible. And as far as I'm concerned, the Patriots seem to have rebounded against a Miami team that now we realize a week 3-1 is not very good for Miami. And the Patriots, although struggling, should have no problem getting past the Colts. And I'm hearing they might be up 14-0 right now. So kind of keep an eye out that. But I am picking the Patriots in this game. Going to the Sunday games. Let's get right down to the Sunday lineup. Titans versus the Bills. Ah, man. Let me tell you what. This past week at Lambeau, we had Packers and Bills. By the way, I'm going to the Monday night game for the Packers and the 49ers. Just to kind of throw it out there for you. It's my night off during the outage, and I picked up tickets for the Monday night game. So I can't wait for that. But during the Green Bay game, right before game time, we're walking out to the bar, me and a couple buddies, and we get you get the Bills fans in this bus, and they're going out the window, holding out the flag, circle the wagons. Listen, we all know nobody can circle the wagons as good as the Buffalo Bills. All right, and in this case, they're playing. They're going to head into a brick wall. What's up, TSS? The Titans are on a roll right now. Titans are a 3.5-point favorite here on the road against Buffalo, and I can't see the Titans losing this game, honestly. The Bills are terrible, and it showed in Green Bay how bad the Bills really are. I don't even know how Buffalo beat Minnesota. Honestly, I can't figure that one out for the life of me, okay? I mean, they made Minnesota look like shit, and then they come into Green Bay and get blanked 22-0 in a game that should have been a lot worse. And in this game against the Titans, it's going to be the same thing. I'm picking Tennessee. Titans winning on the road. Dolphins versus the Bengals. Wound is still deep. Be gentle, says Gina. Gina is a Minnesota fan. Just throwing it out there in the chat. Bengals a 6-point favorite at home against Miami. The Dolphins, we know what they are. They are a 3-1 football team. When they started 3-0, they had an easy schedule. A lot of people feel they shouldn't have beaten Tennessee, but they did. Granted, you had 2 lightning strike delays, and the game was, 7 hours? So, yeah, it kind of figures maybe, things would work out in their favor at home against Tennessee, and it worked out for them. But when they ran into the brick wall of the Patriots, obviously we know what the Dolphins are. Back to mediocrity. Back to a team that I felt that even before the season was a 6-10 team or a 7-9 team at best. If they made it to 8-8 or better, Brewers won. Yes, thank you. As much as I want to see the Dolphins win, they are my favorite. They are my hometown team. They are the team I grew up on. Okay, more, even more than the Packers. The Packers are my number 2. Even though when I look at the Packers, I see the old school Miami Dolphins. But in this case, against the Bengals, a team that seems to gotten their shit together, I am taking the Bengals at home over Miami. I just can't see Miami winning this game. Is the potential for upset here? Yes. However, Miami's offense is lethargic. The defense right now has some injuries to deal with. So I can't see Miami winning this game, especially when you got a player as special as Rashad Jones out for this game. So sometimes even on that defense, a one player like Rashad Jones makes a difference. And that's a big deal, especially in the secondary. Ravens, Browns. Ravens are coming in as a 3-point favorite here, and obviously I think they could be a lot better. Listen, Cleveland, you had your win. You had your win. But honestly, how many more games do you really think the Browns are going to win this year? They're not going to a Super Bowl, like Jarvis Landry said. They're not going to the playoffs. They're not going to be anything special. But then again, neither is the Ravens, to be honest with you. But this is the Browns. And as much as they've made things interesting, especially against the Raiders last week in an overtime thriller that didn't go their way, I can't see them beating Baltimore. I am going with the Ravens on the road. I'm writing these down as I go. Packers, Lions in Detroit. The Packers seem to be in a better state of mind right now. Detroit is kind of the weaker part of the division, although they did beat the Patriots. They're not beating the Packers. I'm sorry. They're just not beating the Packers. It's not going to happen. Okay? Go, Pack, go. Packers are a 1-point favorite on the road, and it should be more. I can tell you right now that offense has got to kick in because they should have scored more than 22 points against Buffalo. But I can tell you right now, Lions give them trouble a lot of times, especially in Detroit at Ford Field. They seem to struggle, but the Packers should win this game. They are the better team, no matter how you look at it. So TSS feels that the Lions are going to win. I don't know about that one. Stafford could show up. You never know. But I'm picking the Packers, not being a homer on this or any of that shit. Packers are winning this game. Jags and Chiefs. Chiefs right now a 3-point favorite at home against Jacksonville in what could be the biggest game of the week. Honestly, the Chiefs undefeated, surviving on Monday Night Football there a little bit, but got the job done. You got the Jags, which their defense is absolutely sickening. Okay? And Patrick Mahomes has been the big story in this one. But damn it, son, you are running into a freaking brick wall of the Jaguars defense. Even though the Chiefs are at home in this game, this is a potential playoff matchup that we could be seeing later on this year. And as much as I want to pick the Chiefs to stay unbeaten, I am going with the Jaguars to pull the upset in Kansas City. It's going to shape the AFC playoffs. This is a big deal. Both of these teams will be there towards the end. This could be a potential AFC championship matchup. So this is going to be one of the games to watch at 1 o'clock. I am going to be watching it as much as I can, even though I'll be watching the Packers game. I'm going to be keeping my eye on Jags Chiefs. I'm telling you, this is going to be a big one. It's going to be a close game. I agree with you, TSS. Jags win by a field goal. Listen, their offense isn't that great. And if I'm right, I hear Fournette is still hurt. I don't know his situation yet. Casey Yates, what's up, man? Great to see you in here. Broncos versus the Jets. Is it surprising to anyone that the Jets are a 1-point favorite at home against Denver? Fuck that shit. Fuck the Jets. That ain't happening. I am going with the Broncos. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jets. It's just not working. I'm going with Denver in this game. Gotta go against the spread sometimes. And in this case, I'm doing it. not just for the Jags, but also for the Broncos as well. They look pretty freaking good on Monday Night Football. I got to give them a lot of credit. A little bit of a shorter week. Come in, taking on the Jets. I'm sorry, I just see it a different way. Broncos are going to win this one. Falcons against the Steelers. Steelers 3.5 point favorite there at home. Falcons, they've been close in their couple of their games this year. Steelers, on the other hand, we're hearing a lot of stories about Le'Veon Bell. Is he getting traded? Is he coming back? What's the deal? We don't know. But the Steelers losing is not going to lose at Heinz Field. They're not going to lose there. The Falcons are not a great road team. And in this case, with the Steelers at home, it's hard to go against them. So I am going to take Pittsburgh in this game. Fuck the Dirty Birds, says Ryan Romano. Damn right, says Alpha Excalibur. Giants, Panthers. Panthers 7-point favorite at home against the Giants. The Giants are just, God, the Giants are awful. Other than Saquon Barkley, the Giants are fucking awful. I'm sorry. Carolina is going to win that game. I'm sure Mike Bobbitt will be happy that I made that pick. I am going with the Panthers. That's an easy pick other than the Patriots this week. Raiders, Chargers. Chargers 5-point favorite against the Raiders, who finally won last week. And then they're going to lose. Listen, the Chargers are kind of a dark horse in the AFC right now, especially when it comes to the playoffs. And I'm going to go with the LA Chargers in this game as we're getting into the late games here. Vikings, Eagles. I know Gina's in the chat. And the Vikings for the last couple of weeks have been terrible. Losing to the Bills, I, again, still can't figure out how you lost to Buffalo. And then losing to the Rams, understandable. The Rams are just a juggernaut this year. So I'm understanding in that game. But somehow I feel like that the Vikings need to wake up from this just terrible funk they're in right now. And this could be the game where they wake up. Carson Wentz is still kind of getting his groove back in again. But they're at home. Typical, any team at home is going to get a 3-point favorite. In this case, the Eagles. But I don't know what's happening to my team, but they put up a good fight. They do. I give them that. They put up a good fight against the Rams. They just didn't put up any fight against the Buffalo Bills. Honestly, it's just terrible. They are going to struggle. The Eagles will struggle in this game. But then again, the Vikings are struggling too. But I feel like they're just going to get out of this funk, and especially in a wide open NFC North right now. And again, I'm going to go against the grain here. As crazy as it is, as crazy as it sounds, I'm going with the Vikings on the road. Vikings on the road. I said it. Vikings on the road. There it is, okay? Cardinals, 49ers. 49ers a 4-point favorite at home. I don't know the word on Jimmy Garoppolo if he's going to be back this week. They all had their period that week. Okay, I blame cramps. Says Gina. Cardinals, 49ers. The Cardinals haven't won a game yet all season. That is going to continue. 49ers winning at home. Jimmy G. Oh, is he out for the season? Oh, shit. Well, that sucks. Okay. Now we know. 49ers are still going to win at home or the Cardinals because the Cardinals are fucking horrible. But at least I'm going to get to watch them against the Green Bay Packers, and we know what's going to happen in that game. Spoiler alert, Green Bay is going to whoop their ass on Monday Night Football. I'm telling you. Rams, Seahawks. This could be an interesting game. How many people liked Earl Thomas flipping off the Seahawks sideline this past week? We're probably not going to see Earl Thomas out there anymore. I even seen some fans burning Earl Thomas jerseys. The Rams are a juggernaut, like I mentioned earlier. They are the freaking juggernaut. Okay, so at some point, like Deadpool 2, someone's going to have the Colossus stick the freaking, fucking electrical cord up his ass, and then Negasonic Teenage Warhead knocks him in the water. At some point, that's going to happen. But the Rams, a 7-point favorite on the road, are going to win this one. So the Seahawks fade into obscurity. I wouldn't be too surprised on that. Alpha Excalibur, they have not been very good this year. Rams easily going to win this one. No shock to anybody. Sunday night, Cowboys, Texans. And why, how my, how the Cowboys have just gone bleh. I think they're terrible. The Texans, not that much better, to be honest with you. Both teams are pretty mediocre, in my opinion, in this battle for Texas game. Texas, 3.5-point favorite at home over the Cowboys. I don't know. I see what you're saying, Alpha. And listen, I don't like the Cowboys very much either. But the Texans, it's hard to say what's going to show up on the field. This is a hard game to pick, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with the favorite in this game. And I'm going to go with the Texans because they got to get out of that funk. But then again, Dallas is in a funk of itself too. But obviously maybe Dak Prescott isn't as great as we thought. Honestly, at least. But can someone please help Skip Bayless to say that Ezekiel Elliott is better than Emmitt Smith? I mean, for crying out loud. We're talking Emmitt Smith, for crying out loud. You're saying Ezekiel Elliott's better? Come on, man. There's your come on man of the week. No. Ugh. Fucking Skip Bayless. Piece of shit. Monday Night Football, Redskins Saints. Emmitt Smith is a beast, and you're damn right, Billy Ricky. There's no way Ezekiel Elliott is better. Talk to me later on in his career, and let's see where Ezekiel Elliott is. So, I'm just saying. Texans have J.J. Watt. Figures Gino was going to say that one. Monday Night Football, Saints a 6.5-point favorite over the Redskins. A surprising Redskins team this year that's a little bit better than I think that we all thought. But this is the Saints. And the Saints are going to fucking roll. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Drew Brees, he's just going to get it done. Saints win Monday Night Football in the Superdome. Who dat saying they going to beat them Saints, says Ryan Romano. Oh, my God. Crazy shit happening in the chat. Love you guys in the chat. So there you go. Here we go. One more time. Picks this week. Patriots, Titans, Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Jaguars, Broncos, Steelers, Panthers, Chargers, Vikings, Niners, Rams, Texans, and Saints. There you go. Tampa Bay and the Bears are off this week. So on the Blackjack episode, you got a bunch of picks in this game for football and WWE Super Showdown. Let's see how they hold up, right? I will probably be watching Super Showdown either at 5 o'clock in the morning or I'll be watching at work that night. So hopefully not too many spoilers in the Twitter over the weekend. I would appreciate it. Skip Bayless is a troll disguised as a sports analyst, says TSS. I agree. I could not agree more. Skip Bayless is like the biggest piece of shit there is out there, man. He's just fucking terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. We'll throw another casino story as we get ready to wrap things up here for tonight. We got Thursday Night Throwdown coming up. Thursday Night Football's on right now. We got baseball going on. So many things that a lot of us kind of want to go ahead and watch and do. I appreciate everybody else hanging out here. What's up, Minnesota Vikings fan who just jumped in here tonight? Drew the Gatekeeper, I've seen him in here. Gina's been hanging out. Billy Ricky, Foulmouth Ken. Holy shit, dude. Everybody's in the house tonight. Ryan Romano, Elias, Alpha, my two mods. Thank you guys for modding in the chat so far tonight. TSS hanging out. Casey Yates, saw him out here. Let me also shout out Laura Johnson and as well as Yama22 becoming new subs. Some people don't show up in the sub count if you sub because of the fact that, I don't know, maybe you have a private setup on your account. So I don't know of everybody that follows, but you guys have all been beasts in here today. Jam that like button because we're just about out of here. But I want to close on another gambling story that I'm going to share with you. I have always so many of them, and I always share them throughout my time. So there's always other stories that we'll get to as I go. I'm going to go back to the gambling boat on the Sea Escape, and I'm out there for a night, and it was a little bit of a celebration night for me. As I finally got into the union. I was a helper for a little bit, and I got into the union. And take me to the riverboat, says Gina J. I'll take you, honey. Anyway, we don't have riverboats down here, though, in Florida. It just doesn't happen. But Uh, just don't drop me into water. Ooh. Oh, man. Penguins leading defending champ 6-4 over the Caps. There you go. Sarah Small with a hockey update. There you go. But anyway, we're out there on the boat. We're celebrating a little bit. Got a little high that night and a couple other things. So we're sitting there on the boat. We start playing blackjack. And let's just say the shoes were bad. The shoots were just so freaking bad. Within the first hour of being on the boat, I found myself down about $250. First hour. It was bad. I mean, it couldn't get any better. I was down to probably my last $50 to gamble for the night. And I decided to say, you know what? This isn't working. I'm going to go to a different table. So I walk away from the blackjack table that the dealer was winning more than half the time and people were fucking up the table. And anytime I got 21, the dealer got 21 as well. Throw that out there as well, all that shit. But I head over to 3-card poker. I would be having a heart attack. $250, good grief, says Gina J. We go play 3-card poker for a little bit, and all of a sudden I get on a little streak. I went from 250 down to all of a sudden I'm about 100 down. I'm thinking at that point, let's just cover my losses. Enough, whatever. We'll move away. Nope, my dumbass is in that euphoric moment that we got to keep going. So all of a sudden, I went from being $100 down to all of a sudden being almost all the way down again. At that point, I said to myself, you know what? Things aren't working. It's not happening. It's not working for me. I'm just going to go find a couch and go to sleep on a night I should be celebrating, right? Well, I figure I'm going to make one more bet. One more. Let's go all in and see what happens. And I do. One last hand of 3-card poker. And the dealer gave me my cards. I pull them up, and no shit, a 4, a 5, and a 6 of diamonds, a straight flush. Right off the bat. I'm already all in on my bets. And I'm excited. And the dealer's wondering, uh-oh, he's got something. Because we're all playing against the dealer in these types of games. So, and I announced this, I got a straight flush. And everyone's like, what? No way, that can't be true. Soon as the dealer put their cards out, dealer qualified. I throw my hand down. I even was in the sucker bet. And I turned $300 down into over $600 up. My luck just went from shit to good. I didn't even need a poker face for straight up casino games. Now, if I'm playing Hold'em, it's a different story. It's poker face all the way. But in this case, I didn't need that. So I was like all excited for it. So here I am with a bunch of black $100 chips. Turn it into over 600 up within one hand. Give the dealer a good tip and everything. I threw the dealer, I think, like $25 tip for that one. So all of a sudden, I play a little blackjack. Next thing you know, my 600s turned into 800. I go see my buddies out at another table. They're, up and down for the rest of the night. They're looking at me saying, hey, Brian, you're looking like shit tonight. Everything's bad for you, isn't it? I says, no, hold on a second. I got all these black $100 chips I don't know what to do with. So they're looking at me going, holy fuck, what the hell happened? So I won on 3-card poker. They were ready to leave the table and go 3-card poker to go see if they can win. But they didn't. At the end of the night, I was up over $1,000, went home, and my family, my dad who was still with me at that time, and woke up that morning, and of course I'm like, whatever, and my dad would look at me and says, long night, Brian, huh? I'm like, yeah, it was a long night. He goes, yeah, your light was on mostly all night. How much did you lose? I says, well, I didn't lose. What? You won? And I show him all the money I won by putting it out on the table. And he's like, and you don't pay rent around here? This was like many years ago. This is back when all of a sudden I was like minor Himmelgod. Now it's all of a sudden a rich-ass Himmelgod, okay? Minor Himmelgod didn't have big money back then. He wasn't big baller, big roller like I am now, okay? So a lot changed. Well, anyway, the next week I went back to the gambling boat again. Now, most people would say, don't give up your money. I didn't. I went back, played again, played some Hold'em and a couple other things, and I turned that $1,000 I was up now into $2,400 up. So I come back, my mom and dad there see me the next morning. You bet you gave that money back, didn't you? Nope. Threw it back on the table. And again, they're still looking at me saying, we don't charge you rent around here, you son of a bitch. What the fuck? But the story of the Himmelgod really begins right there. The riches began on that night, and it never looked back since. And it turned, my career has been amazing, making the money, the rags to riches. TS says, Rags to Riches, the Himmelgod story, 4-part Netflix series starring Christian Bale as the Himmelgod. I can see it now, Christian Bale. Hey, K-Rig, fuck you. Over everybody on the set. That would be great. But we're going to end the episode tonight, guys. I want to end on that note. The Rags to Riches Himmelgod story you get right at the end. Holy shit. I really want to get into a future episode talking about Twitch thoughts. We're going to get into that. And Jesus says, can I rub your belly for good luck? Sure you can. A lot of people bet behind me too, so I don't have much of a beer belly, but hey, you can rub the abs, honey. That's what you can do. You can rub the abs. Anyway, greatly appreciate everyone being here tonight. Smash the like button while you're here, as you're on the way out. If it's your first time here, click the subscribe, click like, hit the bell for notifications. Greatly appreciate it. Follow over on Twitter at @highoctane_buzz. Thank you to all the new followers. There were so many that I can't mention them all here on the show. So if you followed me on Twitter in the last week or even the past few days, thank you. For everyone who's subbed here on YouTube, thank you. I've even had a couple of followers over on Twitch. Thank you. Even though I've kind of got issues with all these Twitch thoughts right now over on Twitch, that makes me rather do videos on YouTube instead. For those of you guys looking for more Spider-Man videos, they are up. Episode 2 for Spider-Man is up on my channel. I was able to get it up last night. The hotel internet is very lethargic. It's not very good. Tonight, as you can see, I'm on my phone doing this. So that's probably going to be the way it is for a few weeks. But thank you guys for all the love, the support, and everything that you guys have brought. I hope you enjoyed episode 21 tonight. Might be a few weeks until we get to episode 22 towards the end of October into November. I will be back on Derailed by November for another exciting episode of Beat the Himmelgod. That's right. Not Beat the Trek. It's called Beat the Himmelgod. That's what it's called. Okay? Not Beat the Trek. Beat the Himmelgod. That's what it's all about. You got to beat me. That's how I do it. Thank you to Gina, who is here tonight. Drew, saw you in the chat. Thank you very much for being here. Ryan Romano. Thank you. Minnesota Vikings fans. Sarah Small. Alpha Excalibur. Elias. TSS. Holy cows, I'm going down the list here. I'm able to get most of the chat. Casey Yates, thank you very much for being here as well tonight. Saw some people. Foulmouth Ken, thank you. Billy Ricky. Thank you very much. He was here as well. Make sure you supporting those guys over there on YouTube as well as on Twitter, Patreon. Show those guys some love tonight. Greatly appreciate it as I'm kind of going up here. I think I saw Tyler. Was Tyler here? I think was also here tonight. As I go through some of the names, I'm seeing some of the usuals here in the house. So if you're new, if I didn't mention you, don't worry. It doesn't mean I don't love you. I love you guys. Casey Yates, I mentioned, I think, who was here. Travis TLC, thank you for being here as well tonight. Holy shit, so many people as I'm going through the chat. Thank you guys for being here, hanging out, going through all the shit and all the pics and everything, talking casino stories. Thank you for Drew for mentioning his. Heisman Defoe, thank you very much for being in here, and good luck tomorrow as the belt is on the line. And will Heisman Defoe, the man I gave 1,000 points to, win the Monetizes Championship? Will Tommy get booted off the show? It's going to be very interesting, and I'm pretty sure after the show we'll all be watching Super Showdown later on from Australia. So we're going to go ahead and hop out of here. Thank you guys for being here today. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole thing. I'm Brian Himmelfarb, a.k.a. the Himmelgod. I'm going to see you guys next time when I'm done with this outage. or if I'm up in New York for Evolution or other things. Make sure you guys check out Two Marks Crew tomorrow night. I will be there. Talk to you guys later. Name game champion. Gina tapped out. Remember that. Gina tapped out, and I beat the Trek.